there at the National Assembly with Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. Briefly.
Lack of priorities or mispriorities. These are people who will not react to the recent dastard acts in the Northeast. Something just happened, you read it in the news. These are people who will not react when the Naira crashed again in 2023-24. These are people who will not react to constitutional breach or school abductions. That is, our priorities are completely misplaced. So I call what happened, well, with due respect to Natasha, I'm happy for her to go and get her seat back, but it was a joke. I am not impressed by those kind of things. If these people cannot come out and defend civic rights of what happens to your security, to your livelihood, yet they come out for frivolities. Nah. I won't talk too much on this, but not just them, in the whole, across the society in Nigeria. I do remember clearly, I got caught up in this traffic. This was the Maulud, which is our version of the birth of our Holy Prophet, and it held in 2017 here in Abuja. I estimated nothing less than 1 million people who sponsored themselves. They started arriving in Abuja at night, and it held the next day. Peacefully, they left Abuja peacefully. This was a religious matter, because the venue then was set for Abuja. The traffic came from Mabushi, that is body to body, all the way to Eagle Square. And I got trapped in that peaceful procession. Now, I was telling myself, if these people turn left, you know what I mean by left? By Eagle Square, turn left, if they head into the villa, a helicopter will fly out with Buhari, and that's the end of the government. That is how easy it is. But Nigerians won't do that for anything, for their security, for their currency, for anything. We'll do it for ethnicity, we'll do it for religion, number one. We'll do it for religion and all that.
That's an
like,
interesting
I can't
observation.
forget, let me finish again. Like, I can't imagine who goes around to villages killing hundreds and thousands of people. And they, again, because it must be hundreds of people who are killing hundreds of people. And 10 people will not come out for the sake of the Naira. Priorities are completely misplaced. When you have 100 people protesting, police don't even have to come out. When you have 1,000 people protesting, they will be arrested. If you have 10,000 gunshots, water cannons, and arrests. If you have 100,000 people, they begin to look for the leaders to negotiate and make some transfers to them. When 1 million people protest, a helicopter flies out of the villa, or some cars smartly drive out through tunnels of the villa. Now, we still don't have our priorities right. And when I say democracy, constitutional democracy belongs to the people who have earned their freedoms. Democracy is for the United States of America. They fought, they drove away the British hundreds of years ago, War of Independence and all those. And in France, you know their history and all those. We Nigerians, Muslims, Christians, Northerners, Southerners, have to all understand what democracy is. Even out, clean out religion and ethnicity and make it our private things. And it is civic matters that democracy is about. We have to stop talking about Northwest, South-South, South-Central, Southeast, and all these regions. Talk about social strata, the middle class, if it exists, the classes, talk about them. How will they vote? Talk about labor, TUC, talk about security personnel, talk about farmers, talk about traders, importers. Those are the geopolitical zones that we should be talking about.
Well, let's move in the direction of that vote, because a way to do it in the way that Nigeria's constitution operates at the moment is through a political party if you want to run for office. And from the point of view of the public, the picture of disharmony that's been emerging about the Labour Party, which you're a member of, has been getting bigger and more alarming. How did that look to you when you turned up at that factional NEC meeting led by Julius Abure?
This is what leadership is about. I'm not a Labour Party leader, but I aspired to a position of leadership. And leaders don't allow matters to degenerate, to disintegrate. Irrespective of which party, faction that are unfortunate in any case, I sympathize with or I belong to, there are times that you belong to everybody so long as you're a leader. And remember the doctrine of necessity. This became very, very necessary for me to do. If His Excellency Peter Obi and myself had been sworn in, there are things, if he didn't do, I must have to rise to that challenge.
Yeah, but I have to ask you why you felt that it fell on you to be the one to try to visibly and publicly unite the party.
I was just about to say.
Because most people would have thought that that task would fall on Peter Obi.
I was just about to say it.
Right, okay.
Not too long ago, his younger brother's company or property was smashed.
Yes, we saw that.
And I know he's been busy at that. He went to the Daura and then the funeral. And in the last week
President
also, one governor has been on his case that he should not travel, to...
You mean the governor of Edo State?
I don't know which state it is, but I know there's a state which the governor says he shouldn't come. So
yeah, it's Edo
I
State.
need to understand that Peter Obi's cup is full many, many times. And maybe he's shy, to say, you get up, go do this and go do these things. And that's why I told you that leadership is about...
taking initiative.
Thank you very much.
But was he aware of the fact that you were going to attend that meeting? Because I'm curious to know what his reaction would have been. If
he knows everything I do. I do carry him along.
Right.
Yeah.
So you told him you were
I absolutely told him that.
And what was his reaction?
I was going there. Peter Obi is a very easy and, he leaves you to use your judgment and initiatives. And I trust that's what he did. But he was fully in the picture.
Right. But did he react when you told him you were going to go? If so, what was his reaction?
It's like, I'm indifferent about it. It's okay.
And what was the response of the Abure faction when you came to make the case that you came to make?
They were elated. They are yearning for leadership. And I told them I'm there to do it. They are yearning for an end, so to say, about whatever we're going through as a party. But while I was there to reconcile, I was also reconciling Labour Party and the general public by the same token. I was doing many things at the same time.
So in a sense, you were being, I'm wondering if you were being just politically pragmatic by your move, in the sense that some have suggested that the coalition may well end up anointing Atiku Abubakar as its candidate, and you and presumably Peter Obi don't want to be left in the lurch if that happens, which is why you're making these overtures to the Labour Party.
No. My own thinking was, convince me why I should come into ADC. Where was ADC in 2023 when Labour Party claimed we got 10 million votes? Where was ADC?
Yeah, but there's always a time when a coalition comes into
That's
existence.
what I'm saying. The coalition pointed us at, convince me. And the general message is that I am yet to be convinced to leave Labour Party. I am yet to be convinced. And Peter Obi himself, I don't want to speak for him, but when he's okay, he will speak for himself. To the best that I know, Peter Obi is, and I repeated the welcome that Labour Party's arms are open to embrace back Peter Obi. I would like him to again win the nomination of Labour Party and contest in 2027 with or without me.
But you do know that there is a rumor going around,
yes,
or reports going around that have suggested that you yourself want to run for president in 2027. You made that attempt before. I mean, you've been a presidential aspirant before, and you'd like to give it another go.
Some people speak their fears. It is not true. I never said that. There is electronic evidence of the entire procession. I didn't say that.
No, nobody said you said that at that meeting.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I mean, you're a pretty smart guy politically. I doubt if you'd go there and say that. But is that something that you're thinking about?
Look at my trajectory. And I've said this repeatedly, that in 2019, I aspired for the presidency and I lost, together with 11 others. And during that contest, I felt so honored by a certain act which very few people, or probably no one recognized, is that there wasn't a single aspirant north of River Niger and Benue in that. This was a very good message. This was a very clear message. They decided to respect Peter Obi. Even during our campaigns, I was saying it, and Wikis and others. It's not that they didn't have the resources or the experience or the people to contest in 2019. They decided to wait it out. And I felt if my Nigerian brothers showed me this level of respect, the least I could do when it came to 2023, after the disappointment of the 8 years APC, was let a southerner come. Right. And I religiously supported Peter Obi, like I would do again. Right. So in 2027, unless if certain two people that I have tremendous respect for decide not to take it, and God Almighty in His infinite mercy keeps keeping it, dropping it for me, except if that happens, I can tell you Peter Obi for sure, because he's in the game, he contested before. Yes, I'm with him, I'll support him. If he doesn't, or another person that I won't call his name from the south, they don't. Otherwise, I'm not ambitious.
Right.
My key ambition, stop the killings, stop the stealing, stop the slide.
Well, you've made that clear.